pluggers were upset that our effort reference was only selling, this is at 16 copies a week. That's globally, and they wanted us to get together and do a live show, like a showcase, basically, so they could invite people and say, "This is what Faithless is all about," and try and kickstart.
Because the dance community knew about South American insomnia, but nobody knew there was an actual album, which was vastly different from those two records. So yeah, it was like, look, there's an album and a band.
Yeah. So it was when we were getting the band together that actually things started taking with insomnia. So by the time we'd actually done the gig here, we'd already had a 3-week tour. Once we decided to get the band together, they arranged a gas tour. Remember, gas is Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and we'd arranged a 3-week tour of those 3 countries. Sort of a hi, hello, we're Faithless sort of tour. I'm playing to 300, 500 seats. This is some weeks previously, and then as we were rehearsing, the record's flying up the charts all over Europe. And when we actually left to go to Germany, they changed all the venues from 300 seaters to 3,000 seaters. Because by the time we actually left to go to Germany, we were number 2 in the national charts behind the Fugees and Killing Me Softly, and we stayed there for months.
It's not over, I'm not going home till I can take you with me.
Well, we didn't do the big gigs, we got invited to do them, and it grew sort of organically, and it grew by word of mouth. You've got to remember, this is before social networks, before the internet. We felt that the best way that a very sort of small band on a tiny independent label could get the word about was being there. And also the albums were so eclectic, the idea of like coming on and just sort of miming vocals to a backing track, it just wouldn't work. And Maxie never wanted to do that anyway.
No, I mean, I remember
we are going to do this live.
Yeah, coming up to the same, we're going to do a live gig that has to be musicians, because I had previous experience as a rapper going out with my DJ, and then having done a couple of shows with live musicians, the first thing you realise is that if you have the music on tape or on record, wherever you go in the world, it's going to sound exactly the same. Whereas if you have musicians playing it, everywhere you go, it's this much different, sometimes this much different, but it's always different. For me, there's 2 really key moments, and that is at the moment that you create something. So when you've written that lyric that sits down with that music, when you've created a new piece of music that didn't exist before, that nobody's heard before, that to me is a truly exciting time. Actually recording it I find quite stressful. But being on stage, that's like flying. It's really exciting. It's a responsibility. You have to work hard, you have to concentrate really hard. But the point that you enjoy it is when it's all over, it's done, and you're bowing and all you can see is the floor, but you can hear all of this noise in your ears. That's the best thing.
Yeah, similarly, it's amazing hearing a piece of music take shape. I mean, for us, is often if we've made some music and Maxie came down with some lyrics, and the first time you're hearing it, opens out and you're like, and you get shivers up the back of your neck, like, wow. And that was the buzz and the chemistry of making a Faithless record. Just remember you coming down with like lyrics, bring my family back, and mass destruction, and just thinking, this is art, this transcends, it's just not bad, just mashing away doing a song, that each of us in our own respective ways took it somewhere different, and Max's lyrics being the sort of icing on the cake.
Miracles are still possible in this world, no matter what people may think. And also, I think, without trying to sound too pompous, people do respond to love. It's definitely a love thing, in fact. And I think people do still respond to that, and that to me is very encouraging.
I'm not going home till I can take you with me. I'm not going home.
Relief.
When it was over.
Finished.
I'm fretting about what to wear. Really fretting. God.
Yeah, I mean,
can become all consuming.
I remember being really surprised at the reception we got at the end. really surprised, just thinking, oh, it was odd. It was a very odd feeling. I mean, we were completely nobody, and it was an industry gig, essentially, as far as I knew. Obviously they advertised it, but as far as I knew, it was a bunch of people who were coming out to see what the hell the fuss was about. This group that weren't even selling any records.
Someone's got that video. Do you know who that is? Mal.
Mal! Percussionist Mal. It's got the video.
Invited him today. I visited him. That would be a little piece of vintage excitement.
I never want to see that.
And then we will really know what it was like.
No, I never want to
Good,
see that.
terrible,
As far as I'm
cringe-worthy,
concerned, that can just stay in the books of my mind. I've always been into doing live.
No, that wasn't the thing. It was just, I'm just thinking back to it being quite loose. Yes.
Loose is probably exactly the word to use. Exuberant and enthusiastic.
I don't think we even played Insomnia.
Yes, we did.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
we did. For sure we did. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we've never done a
Mists
gig
of
and not
Time.
done it in Insomnia. We nearly did when the equipment blew up.
Yeah, up the
right.
mountain.
She didn't want to do it. I was like, no, we can't not do it.
We did it acoustically. It was quite novel.
I'm doing some really different stuff. I'm going to work on an album of just like bluesy guitar songs, singing, playing and that sort of stuff. But at the same time I'm doing this hip hop album. So I'll probably put them out on the same day. So I have one hip hop record and one sort of bluesy guitar album.
Take your pick.